Detectives on the Treasure Coast say an elderly woman unwittingly became a bank employee's personal ATM for months. Covering St. Lucie County with the largest news team on the Treasure Coast, News Channel 5's John Shainman spoke with the victim who discovered she was almost out of cash. John?
Now, the case involves one of these, a debit card. The victim told me she never used her debit card, but detectives say that the suspect in this case made 2 debit cards using her name and her personal information, and then went around town and used those debit cards throughout last summer and into winter. Mary Ann Shones loves angels, cats, and Valentine's Day. What the 77-year-old didn't love was getting a phone call recently from her bank with a question.
Have you been using your account? And I said no.
Shones had made weekly visits to her Wells Fargo bank branch on St. Lucie West Boulevard to get her balance. There would always be money in there, but then
I'm getting charged $35 for a check that bounced.
Finally, she went back and carefully looked at her recent bank statements.
And it was loaded.
Loaded with?
Charges.
Actually withdrawals, over $8,000 in fact, nearly depleting her account.
$402, $302, about 5-6 times.
Working with bank security, detectives zeroed in on this man, Marland Anderson, a bank employee. They found Anderson had made some suspicious withdrawals with a debit card linked to Shones' name at a nearby Publix. It was Anderson, in fact, who would hand Shones her bank balances when she came in.
He gave them to me. And never sent, he didn't seem scared or nothing.
Detectives say while identity theft is a huge problem, this type of fraud case is deeply personal.
This was an employee of the bank in a position of trust, both knew the procedures of the bank and also knew the victims.
Shones says this whole episode has made her less trusting and has this piece of advice.
Make sure you look at your statements every month.
Anderson has been fired from this bank branch and tonight faces at least 29 felony counts, including fraud and exploitation of the elderly. Detectives believe there may be more victims, 4, perhaps even 5 victims. Those cases they're investigating right now. We're live in Port St. Lucie. John Shainman, WPTV, News Channel 5.